Hello, everybody. My name is Christian. I'm the host of the Disruptive Chef Entrepreneur Show. And I know I say this at every episode, but you guys gonna love today's guest. And as you guys know, we did what we call ethical stalking. So somebody from my team put a two-pager together on all the things they loved about him. I said, they can't be. They love two pages about him. And the more I learned about today's guest, the more I realized he lives create. And you guys gonna meet him right after this. Hello again. My name is Christian. I'm the host of the Disruptive Chef Entrepreneur Show, and I'm super excited for you guys to meet today's guest. He's not just the founder of ManoByte, so you guys got to check it out. He is an amazing human being. He works with consultancies. He is committed to helping people find a better way and streamline their business, not just business itself, and how to implement it and how to get it going. So he will talk about Hawaii. I'm a little bit upset because the people which know me, I had International Bank of Hawaii as my bank for 10 years because I love Hawaii. And the next time I go there, it's going to be really cheap because it's a one-way ticket. But you guys going to love today's guest. With that, I want to welcome Mr. Dean. How you doing today?
Oh man, I am so excited to chat with you today, man. I'm so looking forward to this.
Yeah. Same here. And by the way, he is in the beautiful Tampa, Florida. I'm upset because I follow actually a good friend of mine lives in Tampa, and he sends me every opportunity as he sends me how beautiful the weather is. I'm in Connecticut. It's not that great, but it's finally getting there. So, yeah. So, Kevin, you're a good-looking guy. You could have done so many things. How did you wind up in doing what you do today?
Oh man, it's quite a journey, and I think it was one of those things that it was quite accidental.
Yeah.
I actually started out in sales, but what happened was this: I was in the sales environment in the sales arena. But I tell people that I'm a little lazy, right? And so like I was having to like go through and back in the day try to figure out who these leads are. I'm like, this is just taking too much time. I wonder if I could like do something on the computer to make it like faster and easier. And like, and I did. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. And so that kind of like shifted my gears to like, man, I should be in technology. And so that's how I got like interested in technology because I just wanted to find a way to make my life easier as a salesperson.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up going to school, got a degree in computer information science, and then just fell in love with tech from the standpoint of how it can make someone's life easier, better, and how you can use it to automate businesses. And I've got tons of fun stories that I could tell you around that, but that's basically how I got started in it.
I love that. And then our audience kind of dives in a little bit deeper and get to learn you. There's one thing you talk about all the time, and you kind of brought it back. You call it your early beliefs in the industry.
Mhm.
And so can you talk to us a little bit about it? Because there was a time where you noticed early on that big corporation, they're doing all these amazing stuff, but implementation is really slow on their end. So how did that realization start what you have today, which is ManoBytes? And what are some of the priceless, not just idea implementation tools you have are used to implement, and how did you overcome some of that original thing where you were saying, hey, all of these big companies, are amazing what they do, but they're just really, really slow in implementing things.
Yeah, I actually lived it. So I worked out of school. I worked for two different Fortune 500 companies,
Yeah.
and what I was doing was I was helping these companies that I worked for. One was Eaton Corporation, the other Stanley Works. So everybody knows the names of those
Yeah.
very large companies. I was heading up technology from a digital transformation perspective during that time period. We weren't calling it digital transformation then, but that's what it was. And one of the things that I noticed is that we would have some great ideas about how to improve the business. Uh,
Mhm.
and some of our suggestions or recommendations, solutions were, yep, let's implement, but
Yeah.
it would just take a long, long time. And then some of them were like, yeah, that's a great idea, but there's a lot of politics and a lot of other things around it. So things would just spin and spin and spin and spin. So nothing would get done. So I was like, I am a solutions guy. Like I want to deliver on solutions. And so like I, as I was starting to climb the corporate ladder in the Fortune 500 company, like it's a different game, right? It's a different game than it is when you're implementing solutions. And I'm all
Yeah.
about uh, finding the problem and fixing the solution. And that's what our company is all about. So I said, you know what? It's going to be better for me and to have the right mindset to go out and just do my own thing where I can help businesses cut through the minutia. Here's the
Love that.
problem. Here's the solution. Let's get you there fast.
I love that. And as people kind of dive in a little bit deeper on who you are and what you represent, one of the things they will hear is you had that pivotal moment that came through I think you went to a trip on Hawaii and you were
Yeah,
really burned
yeah,
out. So
yeah.
can you talk to our audience a little bit about that?
Yeah. So this was when I was working for Stanley Works. And when I was there, I was working on this project that was involving creating technology to in the healthcare division to track, medical devices and who's using them, when they're using them, and all this other stuff. And the project was a beast, and
Yeah.
I was just like burning the candle at both ends. But it wasn't just burning the candle at both ends, because I still do that today and I enjoy it, but I just wasn't having fun, right? I wasn't having fun about what I was doing. And so like I needed a break. So my mom, she lived in Hawaii. She actually lived there for 15 years. She lived in Kauai,
Yep.
Lahuli. And so I go out and see my mom. And so I'm like, you know, out in the water, like scuba diving, just having a great time. I'm like, man, this is what it's all about. Like my
Yeah.
stress level went from 100 to like 10. Like, what it's like. So like my stress level went down, and it's like, you know what? I need to change, right?
Yeah.
This is not making me happy. This isn't like what I really want to do. And so I'm like, I'm done. So I literally, when I got on the plane, went back to the office and like resigned the next day, like literally from vacation, saying, I'm done, I'm out, tapping out. So that's that was it. That was the story, man.
I I love that. And following you, just knowing as much as we know about you today, I think you were always ahead of times. You were always ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
So, looking at the early studies in informational systems and AI, and all of the things you did around natural language processing, can you talk to us a little bit how, in your view, that technology has evolved and how leadership has evolved since those days?
Yeah. That's awesome, because it's interesting now. Natural language processing is becoming
Yeah.
one of the terms that is fundamental and that
All
people
right.
are
Yeah.
talking a
Yeah.
lot about right now. But about 10 years ago, I actually wrote some papers, did some blog posts, published a couple of videos about how natural language processing is going to have an impact on what you should be doing from a business standpoint, and tying that into ensuring that metrics are, helping you lead the way. And so, I've been like deep into AI for over a decade now. But here's the thing. Right now, what we're seeing is the rate of change and the pace in which technology is moving forward is faster than I've ever seen in
Yep.
my entire life. Right. And so, what we're seeing right now is that you, literally in months, something new is coming out that is changing the way that we need to be
Yeah.
thinking about delivering solutions for our business. And that's a fast pace,
I,
because businesses, and let me tell you this, and this is why this is so
yeah.
impactful, is because businesses aren't used to making changes quickly, right? A lot of people get caught into, paralysis by analysis. And that's dangerous right now.
Yeah, I love that, because you talk a lot about why don't you build a business around agility? That's the number one. And you always, I always hear you talk about with so many different companies, struggling to move quickly and adapt, and that their strategies and mindsets and all this stuff which is going on. How do you make this work, number one? And how can somebody take advantage of that technology today?
Yeah, those are two great questions. And I would say that my answer is going to be a little bit controversial. So, I think everybody's got
We
to
like
get
this.
ready.
We are disruptive. So
Yeah.
this is the right place.
This is disruptive. But if you think about this, we can go back in history. Let's go back, 100 years. The jobs that existed 100 years ago, probably only 5% of the jobs that existed 100 years ago exist today, right?
Great. Yeah.
You go back 50 years, right? Go back 50 years, maybe, 10% of the jobs that existed 50 years exist today. What we're seeing and what's happening is that the changing in what people do and how they do it is happening right in front of our eyes.
Yeah.
Right. That's the big shift. And so what that means is this: you have got to adapt or die. You've got to adapt or die. Like literally, if you don't take a good look at your business model, how you're delivering value, look at how it's matching with changing behaviors in the buyer, and it's happening right before our eyes in a blink, like you will be out of business in 18 months. I guarantee it. And so it starts at the leadership perspective, thinking about what does our future look like? And then I love this quote from Gretzky, right? Skate to where the puck is going to be, not where it's at today, right? And that's what business leaders need to do. And then this is the controversial piece. You've got to start making shifts in who you're hiring, who works for you today. You just have to. The people are all up in arms about what Meta is doing, and they just let go of 3,000 people, and they're letting go of more. That's just the way that it's going to be, right? They see what the changes are. They're skating to where the puck is going to be because they know in order for the company to thrive, they got to do that.
Love that. And I think what a lot of people are not aware of, if you dive deeper into AI, so currently we giving a prompt to a tool, okay? What's happening is there's more and more companies out there where AI gives prompt to AI, which kind of funnels down AI. Correct. And they have a lot different outcome of what you do. So there's one thing we're talking about it all the time. AI will not go away. And what you need to do today is learn how to use AI. Like you learned how to drive a car or anything else, you need to start using AI today. And you and I had earlier conversation. I'm to the point where we have a full-time employee designated 30 hours a week. And as we grow, we looked at, hey, how can some of the repetitive work be done by AI? And we were able to grow, and we never added any headcount. So, but also what we did on the same token is we took a piece of our company, made it employee owned, because I want to have the people which work for me forever. And maybe there's a time sometime, but I kind of step away. They still doing their thing, and maybe they still pay me because they like me. But you spot on. And for me, you talk about this all the time. And what I love about following you is the whole idea of recovery, entrepreneurial growth, entrepreneurial burnout, all of that is, I think it's so relevant because you talk about it all the time. Hey, there's so many people which face burnout and they have no way through it. So what lessons did you learn from that experience? Can you talk to us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, there's a ton of lessons that I've learned along the way. And I'll start with this. As an entrepreneur, you got to check your motives.
Mhm.
Why are you doing that? Why are you doing what you're doing? Right? If you're doing it for the money, right, you're going to struggle.
Actionable.
You're going to struggle. But if you're doing it for the love of the game,
Mhm.
now you're going to thrive. And when you're thriving, you're going to be able to do two things. One, you're going to be able to work through the challenges. And every entrepreneur is going to have challenges. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days, right? But that's just part of it. It's part of the
Yeah.
growth process. You're going to see yourself grow. But if you aren't in it for the right reasons, then when you hit that first challenge, you're like, all right, I'm done. I'm going to go back and, get me a 9 to 5, right? So you got to check your motives.
Yeah, I love that. And for me, what I really love about you always talk about it. If you do a 9 to 5, there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5. You don't just
Nothing wrong
love
with
what you
that.
do. So it's really, really important. So now my question to you is, if there is somebody starting out, they on that famous intersection of marketing technology and AI, what advice would you give them? And what would you tell them to do to kind of get ready for the future?
Yeah, I would say make sure that you're an AI first company,
Hmm.
right? You have to be an AI first company. And so, what does it mean to be an AI first company? That means that you're using AI to deliver value
Hmm.
to your buyer. You're using AI to help you with your sales and marketing, and you're using AI to help you with your operations, right?
Yeah.
So if you do that, right, then what you're going to do is you're going to set the right foundation to grow, right? You're going to set the right foundation for growth. So I think those are the things that you've got to do and where you start.
I absolutely love that. And you and I, before this episode, we spoke a little bit. I'm amazed when, the person doing it for us, when she comes and says, "Hey, I just learned this about AI. Hey, can somebody test drive this? Or can somebody do that?" And one of the things she did is she used a tool called Dante. And I no affiliation with that. We just use it. And so she created Dante for our website because one of the things is on our website, we have really 9 websites which for focus around one. And she said, I want people to learn about us through one
Mhm.
website. It doesn't matter where to go to. So we test drove the tool for the last 2 weeks. I'm sitting here and I'm telling you, I thought I just looked at this 6 months ago. I couldn't do any of that, what they did today. The information is correct. In the
Yeah.
back, she queued up 114 websites. I didn't even know we had 114 websites. And then all of the data she pulls information from, for me, it's overwhelming. And it's also for me, it's exciting because now somebody could get the same information as searching all the websites. Now they just need to get and kind of type in. For me, I think AI has made such a huge jump forward. I think there's going to be a massive jump over the next year or two. And that's
Oh,
for
yeah.
me, it's
Mhm.
where I'm telling you, if you're not doing AI, you're falling behind. So let me ask you that question. So if you look down that brutal, golden lens, where do you feel AI is going to be in the next year or two? And then also simultaneously, let me ask you another question: is what do you use? What is the message you would have for somebody who said, AI is too overwhelming for me. I haven't even started yet."
Yeah. Um, AI in the next 18 months will be, you know, linked into the fabric of everything that everybody does,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's just like we don't think about the internet, right? It's just how we function, right?
Hmm.
Um, AI is just going to be the way that we function, right? Um, so I think that's and AI will continue to learn to where it gets to the point within the next 18 months where we will reach what's called AGI, you know, and that is, artificial general intelligence, where AI will be able to know and do anything that a human can know and do, right?
Hmm.
And so that means that now it's a new game, and we can play much faster than we used to.
Yeah.
So that's where we're heading. And what do people need to do right now? Training, education, training, education. You need to train yourself, train your staff, train your consumers, right? That is what you need to do. Is you need to focus on learning, focus on training, right? Continue to educate yourself and learn to be, and we talked about this early on the show, learn to be more agile, right? We're entering into an environment where the person who can adapt the fastest is going to be the person who moves the fastest.
I love that.
And here's why that this is true. Before, and I found myself I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm going to tie this story in. Before, it was the person who had the information was going to be the person.
Yes, love that.
And so, take for instance, lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
They had all the information. They knew how to get it, process it, interpret it, and spit it out. And therefore, we had no choice but to pay $500 per hour for an attorney to help us with whatever it might be. So now, like, the best lawyer is in your ChatGPT or whatever model you use. Literally, like, it is the best lawyer out there, right? And it will tell you exactly what you need to do. And the only thing that the lawyers have to do is file the stinking motions, right?
Yeah. I mean,
so they're now being relegated to a clerk, right? So that's it.
I mean, I love that because it's so true. I have a really good lawyer friend. Okay, we were working on a company. We partnering with a company out of Europe, and he said, "Okay, you can pay me $4,000 to do this, or use that tool I'm using. It's $400 a month, and it does contract negotiation. And ChatGPT just passed the bar exam. It's for me, it's amazing on what is available today. But you can't say I'm afraid. I always use the example. What do you think a farmer said as the first tractor showed up? He said, I'm not going to use a tractor. Who's going to put gas in this thing? Or, what am I going to do with my horses? It's, for me, I think we're on that intersection where you can't do it without it. And for me, as we started getting into that, and, we're losing 16, 18 tools on a daily basis. But for me, just knowing what's out there and what is coming and how fast it is coming is absolutely amazing. And for me, there is one person who is on top of that, and that is you. And that's what we love about you. And if our listener haven't checked you out yet, you guys got to go to Kevin Dean and don't go, run there and really check out what you do. Because for me, it's amazing the way you look at business. I love the way you look at technology. I love the way you look at harvesting data and all of that. For me, it's just absolutely amazing to watch you kind of live in that space and be on the top of the game. And by the way, I can talk to you forever. But before we go, we are interested in Kevin as the person. So can you let us look a little bit behind the curtain? What is Kevin working on, Kevin, for the remainder of the year? What are some new ideas, new technology? What are you working on you? And then also let us look behind the curtain of your business. What are you working on for your business?
Yeah. So for me, what I'm working on is there's two things really. I am working on continuing to. So I have a daughter who's 11, a son who's 14, and this is a fun time period for them. And so for me, I'm working on being an all-in dad to enjoy these last few years that I know that I have. They're this really, really interesting cross section, and it's been super fun seeing them think differently, right? They're no longer kids. They're not yet adults. And this is like a really fun stage. And so for me, that's been a ton of fun just enjoying this ride and this journey.
I absolutely love that. I love that. So, and what are you working on your business for the next 6 months or last 2 quarters?
Yeah. So two primary objectives that we have with our business right now, and that is building out agents to address the core use cases that most businesses have, right? Because that's your AI agent. You talked about agentic AI. That's kind of the big thing that we're doing. We're building out agents to address the core use cases that businesses have to make their life easier. And number two, we're working on making more educational opportunities available to people to ensure that their organizations, from the leadership down to their staff, really understand how to implement AI within the organization, because it is a little different from just using ChatGPT on your personal and just when you're a small entrepreneur. So that's what we're working on.
I love that. I love that. By the way, I can talk to you forever, but I want to be respectful of your time. So talk to me a little bit. If there is anybody said, oh, Christian, I love this conversation with Kevin Dean. I want to learn more about what he does. Where can people learn more about you, more about the company you own, and what do you do?
Yeah. So to learn more about me, go to my website, kevinjdean.com. Love to just check out more things there. And to learn more about our company and how we're helping businesses, you can go to ManoByte.com.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. So with that, Kevin, this was an absolutely amazing conversation. We actually need to do a 2.0 of that. If you're free, let me know.
Sure.
I honestly feel there's a lot of people which are afraid of AI. And AI is the tractor. I don't know how else to say. It makes things easier. And the sooner you know how to learn how to drive the tractor, the better you're going to do long term. With that, Kevin, are you up for playing Rapid Fire Question Food Service Edition? So the way this thing works is my team created 25 questions. I said, make it really hard. Make it real because Dean knows it all. And, you know, he's AI generated.
All right, I'm ready. I'm ready.
So
let's do it.
Okay, give me a number between 1 and 25. So I read then out the question, and you can answer yes or no, and why. Okay. So with that, let's start. Give me a number between 1 and 25.
17.
Ooh, 17. Oh, oldie but goodie. Pineapple on the pizza, yes or no, and why?
No.
There's a whole movement. Bring the pineapple back. Oh, Kevin, you're so in trouble. Okay.
More pepperoni and sausage, please.
No. Have you looked at the nutritionals, Kevin? Pineapple is so much better for you. Okay.
I gotta have one guilty pleasure. Come on, help me out.
Okay, give me a number between 1 and 25.
Let's go with 13.
13. Ooh, should mac and cheese be eaten straight from the pot? Yes or no, and why?
Yes. Oh, that's the best way to eat it. Yeah.
Agreed. I can say nothing. There's nothing better, especially when mom makes it. Okay, give me a number between 1 and 25.
7.
Ooh, I'm not sure if we should ask that. Kevin, would you ever cook by wearing pajamas just to see if it makes the food taste better? Yes or no, and why?
Yes. Everything is better with pajamas, man. Come on.
This question is just so wrong. Okay, give me a number between 1 and 25.
12.
12. Oh, have you ever accidentally started a small fire in the kitchen just to see if you're a real chef? Yes or no, and why?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, if nothing smoked in your kitchen, you're not a real chef. So something needs to smoke.
Yeah, something needs to change, right? Yeah.
Okay, last question. Give me a number between 1 and 25.
1.
1. Ooh, that's an oldie but goodie. Should ramen noodles be legit breakfast foods? Yes or no, and why?
Yeah, I'm gonna get hate for this one. I'm gonna get hate for this one. Like I'm gonna say no, and ramen noodles shouldn't really even be a food.
uh,
Come on, I need some real pasta.
uh, there's a whole group for them. Ramen noodles is where it's at. So no,
Oh,
Kevin,
I know. That's why I know I was gonna get hate for that one.
so with that completes rapid fire question food service edition. So Kevin, I really appreciate your answers. Thanks for being as candid as you are. I really, really love that conversation. But before we go, one last question. What was the best advice you have ever gotten you never acted on?
Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah. So the best advice that I got that I didn't act on was, and it is really good advice, um, is to slow down.
It is hard.
Yeah, yeah. Like I know it's good advice. I know I need to do it, and I want to s- slow down a little bit, but I just have always, I'm a fast and furious guy, and I've lived life, a quarter mile at a time, right? So, um, but I know it's important to slow down, and I'm going to work on that.
I absolutely love that. So with that, Kevin, I want to say thank you. Thank you for the gift of your time. Thanks for giving so generously. And let me quick share with you what my team wrote about Kevin. And I asked him for a little bit of fun fact. And so they wrote here, I give you a little abbreviated version. Hey, Christian, meeting Kevin has absolutely been amazing. He has really a lot of experience in scuba diving. And while he was in Hawaii, he realized that burnout is not the future of where I want to go. Kevin has clarity and inspiration to found nanotechnology. His proof is sometimes the best idea. It's not just the idea of the service, but it's something you see when you step back and you reconnect what is really the center of you. And for me, that's nothing says Kevin Dean more or more accurately than what my team said about you. So with that, I want to say thanks for being here today. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the gift of your time. It's been amazing having that conversation with you.
This has been great. Thanks.
Awesome. And to our listeners, if you haven't done so, like today's episode, what was one or two things Kevin talked about you want to learn more of? Or what is one of the things you are afraid of or need some help at? By the way, Kevin is amazingly good on LinkedIn. So if you guys go to LinkedIn, you guys got to check him out. He responds really quickly. So with that, I want to say thanks for being here. Until next time, to remember to fire up your career, stay hungry for change. I'm Christian, the Disruptive Chef Entrepreneur Show, here with Mr. Kevin Dean. And we are out of here. We are signing off. So be the chef who sets the world on fire. And with that, I want to say bon appetit. And to all of you guys, go out there, stay disruptive, everybody.
Bon appetit.